Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. Here's what we have in the bulletin. EOJ prepares to assist in constituency boundary changes in Portmore. Mixed results in latest Consumer and Business Confidence Survey. And later in sports, West Indies face Australia in first test starting this evening at 6 Jamaica time. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shamela Pula and here are the details. Director of Elections, Glasspool Brown, says the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, ECJ, is prepared to step in to assist in the controversial constituency boundary issue in Portmore, St. Catherine. Mr. Brown was speaking on TVJ Smile Jamaica Tuesday. Karen Simpson reports.
The Director of Elections, Glasspool Brown, says while it is the remit of the ECJ to establish constituency, electoral division and polling division boundaries, the Parliament determines parish boundaries.
The Commission, after the parish boundaries is established, the Commission now must determine whether there's a conflict between the parish boundaries and the constituency boundaries or electoral divisions. Electoral divisions and constituency boundaries cannot go across parish. So therefore, when the parish is established, if it is so conflicted, the Commission then comes in and then determine the constituency boundaries and electoral division boundaries.
The government and opposition have been at odds over the proposed boundaries, which, once approved, will pave the way for Portmore to become a parish.
If what is being proposed, yes, there's some aspect of what currently would be in Portmore would go across into the original St. Catherine.
Right.
And therefore, the Commission would have to now step in to resolve that conflict. And therefore, the guidelines will then be triggered in terms to determine the consequences and the boundary that remain and the electoral division that would remain in the new Portmore and what will go over.
And with this ongoing debate, concerns are being raised about whether this will happen before the upcoming local government elections. However, Mr. Brown explained the process usually takes time.
If a new constituency is created, the boundary now created, expanded, etc., you'll now be placed in that particular constituency or the electoral division that you currently reside. The new dispensation.
So the ID, and if you come change it? Or
right, so therefore there will be a change in terms of your registration.
Oh, Lord.
So if a part of the current, for example, South St. Catherine goes over into the St. Catherine, therefore you no longer be a part of that constituency, being a new constituency. Therefore your registration would have changed.
Karen Simpson for TVJ News.
Meanwhile, Mr. Brown says for the most part, the EOJ is ready for the upcoming local government elections, but more election day workers are needed.
We'll be ready whenever it is called. We are now finalizing the recruitment of the EDWs. I must say, though, we have a few slots that need to be filled, and persons who are listed can seek to become a part of the process.
What's the requirement?
Just a high school education. You can just come to Duke Street or to the constituency offices and just apply.
However, he's reminding the public that if they're not registered to vote in the upcoming election, they wouldn't be able to do so now because the deadline has passed. But if persons want to renew their voter's ID, they still have time to do so.
Renewed cards that are still in offices, and we urge persons to come and pick up those cards because it makes the process much easier on election day. If you don't have your ID card, you go through a process of taking an oath, etc. While if you have your ID card, it's much easier and a shorter in terms of the processing time.
Do I need to take anything with me?
No, just come and just indicate to us, provided you're already on the list. Just indicate to us that you want to renew your ID card and we'll so take you through the process.
A response from the People's National Party after the declaration by the Jamaica Labour Party that it will win the local government elections. Anthony Lugg reports.
All the signs are pointing to the fact that the local government election is near. Yesterday, the Jamaica Labour Party said it was ready, expressing confidence that it will be victorious. But today,
we are confident that the people of Jamaica are calling for a change, and we are confident that that change begins with the local government, which when they call it, we will win it.
At a press conference on Monday, local government elections was not the only thing on the opposition People's National Party's mind. Officials pointed to a myriad of issues they say are impacting Jamaicans and require urgent attention. Among them, the contentious Portmore boundary affair, which will pave the way for the Sunshine City to become a parish. Prime Minister Andrew Holness insists it's not an election gimmick, but the PNP isn't buying it.
The truth of the matter is that they want to separate Portmore from St. Catherine because they feel it will give them a better chance of winning the St. Catherine Parish Council than they currently have. And that is what's driving this. We are prepared to take whatever steps are necessary within the law to protect the interests of the people of Portmore.
That aside, crime and violence continues to be a major concern.
The Prime Minister has misled the people with his revisionism about the economy. He's now trying to do it by aggregating statistics that combine apples with oranges to attempt to show that people are safer.
Turning to the economy, Shadow Minister on Finance Julian Robinson rubbished claims by Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who suggested that his administration adopted a weak economy when the JLP took office.
That is false and misleading. In 2013, 2014, and 2015, the 3 preceding years up to 2016, the Jamaican economy enjoyed positive economic growth.
Anthony Lugg, TVJ News.
There were mixed results in the Consumer and Business Confidence Survey for the last quarter of 2023. The findings were released on Tuesday. O'Shane Masters reports.
Confidence among consumers continued its improved performance in the final quarter of last year. This as the country continues to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. In the latest results, there was an 8.5% improvement for the quarter to 174.7.
Fueled by generally their perception that things are going to get better, even if not for themselves. But the economy is going to get better, businesses are going to get better. And from that perspective, they expect a slight improvement in jobs, slight improvement in household income, and by those processes, they expect therefore to be able to purchase more items. So the consumers are buoyant.
But while there was an improvement on the consumer side, business confidence declined in the last quarter by 3.9% to 139.1. However, head of Market Research Limited and Paul Sudden Anderson says there were improvements year over year.
The year to year, January to December 2023, business confidence is 139.7. Close to the top of 143.6 recorded in 2019, better than 2022. But for the last quarter, business confidence fell, and that fall off did not turn around that improvement that we saw in the first 3 quarters of 2023.
Mr. Addison further noted that despite the year-on-year improvements, businesses remain cautious on investments.
Relief is coming for farmers in St. Thomas. That's a promise being made by the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA. Speaking recently at the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation meeting, RADA's acting parish manager, Errod Stevenson, said the parish declined in agricultural production by 23% last year. This is due to heavy rains, with losses amounting to over $100 million. He said recovery efforts have started, with focus being placed on assisting more farmers to acquire lands.
They're not used to all that paperwork to sign up to benefit from lands. We're expecting that some of these controls that they put on acquiring the lands to lease, some of these measures can be reduced so more farmers can take them up quickly.
The authority is also seeking to improve the youth population in the industry.
We offer tractor services, of course, at a reduced price, and we give out benefits. And we're actively seeking the youth to see how best we can allow them to acquire sale and be able to, go into production.
It's time for a break. Stay with us. More stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. A St. Elizabeth family is seeking the public's assistance in finding a missing relative. He is 56-year-old Gary Jones from Heatsfield District in the parish. According to police reports, Mr. Jones was last seen in Cheapside. He was wearing white and black striped shirt with a blue shorts, red hat and black slippers. If anyone sees or knows the whereabouts of Mr. Jones, please contact Moya Jones at 876-223-8117 or the nearest police station. It's now time for the Business Minute.
Inflation for December 2022 to December 2023 was 6.9%. This was outside the Bank of Jamaica's 4 to 6% target. The performance brought inflation for January to December 2023 to 7.5%. The Statistical Institute of Jamaica says the point-to-point increase in the cost of goods and services up to December was linked to an 8.7% rise in the cost of food and non-alcoholic beverages. Over the year, transport costs went up 10.6%, while restaurants and accommodation services increased by 9.4%. Further afield, according to a leading economist, inflation is at risk of rising again following attacks on ships using a vital trade route through the Red Sea. Mohammed El Irian said while disruption to shipments was not as severe as during COVID, he warned it would push up prices and hit economic growth. Several shipping firms have stopped vessels using the Red Sea route after attacks by Houthi rebels in Yemen. And that's it for the Business Minute. I'm Shane Masters.
Time now for the top regional and international stories.
In the region, with the number of swine flu cases in St. Vincent and the Grenadines increasing, health officials are preparing to introduce the influenza vaccine as part of protective measures. The Ministry of Health's Surveillance Committee said there was a significant increase in influenza A H1N1 cases with 32 lab-confirmed cases. The acting chief medical officer of health says influenza vaccines are not routinely administered in St. Vincent. However, given the current situation, it had become necessary. On the international scene, former U.S. President Donald Trump secured a landslide victory in the Iowa caucuses yesterday. This makes him the clear front-runner for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination, where he would face off with President Joe Biden for control of the White House. The GOP presidential race now moves to New Hampshire. And a New Zealand MP has resigned following multiple allegations of shoplifting. Golriz Garman of the Green Party is alleged to have stolen 3 items from 2 clothing stores, which he says is due to work-related stress. The former UN human rights lawyer made history in 2017 as the first refugee in the country's government. And those were the top regional and international stories. I'm Amoy Harriet.
We head to a quick break. When we come back, we'll have your midday sports report with Jeremy Brown.